All right, welcome back, guys. This is going to be the second video. In this one, we are going to be continuing on with our last video. If you haven't already checked that out, I should be putting a link in the description below to the last video. Or actually, I might put it in one of the iCard thingies. But anyways, in today's video, we're going to be setting up the UI. Let me pull that up really fast. So if I pull this guy over here, this is our finished product. So, oh, it's really laggy because I'm running two of them at the same time. But we're going to be doing this UI here. So let me move this out of the way. I might just go ahead and close this. Yeah, you know, I'll close it. I'll save it. That way we are saving on resources. But we're basically going to be building the UI to be able to place our shapes onto our picture frames. And I just realized that this is really big picture frame wise. So let's scale that really fast. Viewport. Make sure I can see what I'm doing. Let's do maybe like 0.5 on those. Let me make sure that I didn't screw up our circle. I know it screwed up our rectangle, but I want to check the circle really fast. So I'm just going to set its visibility, which I don't know why I'm doing on another screen where you guys can't see. But yeah, it did kind of mess that up. So maybe on this guy, we just set to 1-1. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then our rectangle. Oh, let's go down to the visibility of this guy really fast. And then our rectangle, set the visibility, and we will just go on the Y here and maybe set to 1. Oh, nope. Let's set back to 0.5. Go on the X, set to 1. There we go. All right. And then set the visibility back. So let's start working on the UI. Well, and the interaction and the UI. So very first thing, let's make it where the character can interact with this guy. Actually, very first thing, let's set these paintings up to where they are the different shapes. Rectangle one might be a little bit annoying. So let's do that one first. Remember this was, we'll do like 1.5. Oh, no, sorry. Set that back to 1. Come in here, click on the frame mesh, set the X to 1. So let's make this a little bit bigger. Our wall, there we go. And then this will be our circle. So we'll take the frame mesh and we'll just switch that to a cylinder, shape cylinder. And then let's pull this out of the wall a little bit. I'm going to turn off my grid snapping. Okay, hold on, that does not look right. I'm messing stuff up. First of all, I've got the paintings on the wrong side. So really quick, I'm gonna select all of these again. Select the middle one last, so your pivot point's there, and then you can just rotate. And there we go. Now we have rectangle, circle, square. Maybe right there. All right. So I'm gonna go back to here, select my circle painting, actually select the frame on this one, and we will set its size to 1 and 1, and that should be good. And I'll just move the circle painting back a little bit. Might need to do that to all of them. Let's see. Set the visibility on our rectangle. Can't see. I guess we really don't need to have it sitting perfectly on there. All right, that'll be probably good enough. Here, we'll have a nice big wall of paintings. Give them all space. All right, and so on this one, I want to take the rectangle, set its visibility, circle, set its visibility, and I want to check the square. Just make sure that it's sitting semi-smart. Okay. Sorry, a lot of setup still, but we should be fine now. Let's see if I turn on the circle's visibility on this rectangle. How does that look? That's fine. I don't mind it placing it there. We can center it really fast if we wanted to. Same thing with the square. Center it, and then the rectangle. Turn its visibility on. Center it. And then we'll just select all of them. Turn the visibility off. Same thing over here. Square, visible, cool. Circle, visible, cool. Rectangle, visible, cool. Okay. Sorry about that. We're good to go now. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along. I was just moving everything to be a little bit prettier. Okay, sorry about that. Got a phone call. All right, we are back. So today we want to set up our UI, right? Actually, our first thing we want to set up is our interaction. So we're going to go to a first person character, or whatever character you're using. I'm using the first person character. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to, instead of going through how to set up inputs, I'm just going to make a quick thing here where it will look for the keyboard E. So we'll scroll through here, find E, and that's what we're going to use for right now. Whenever we press E, we want to do a line trace by channel, and we want to do that from our camera. So I'm going to get the world location of our camera, plug that into the start here. We're going to get the forward vector, so which way is the camera facing. We're going to take and multiply that by a distance, so a float, and I'm going to say about 600. Whoops. And then we're going to take that distance and we're going to add it to our current location. So plus, there we go. And then that'll become our endpoint. Okay, and then I'm going to switch the draw debug type to for duration. So after all that, we want to make sure that we actually hit something. I'm going to press B and the left click to get a branch, plug that in. So if we did hit something, then we want to break our hit results to open it up and look inside of it. And we want to find out if the actor that we hit, does it implement the interface we're looking for. The interface in this case would be our interact interface. Press B and left click to get another branch. And then we'll take that actor, if it does implement the interface, and we'll say use. I think it's on use. Yeah, here it is, on use. It says message next to it. So the actor that's using it is ourself. And then we want to get our player controller and pass that in there too. Okay, we're going to compile and save that. Then we can close our first person character. We got to close the shaping enum and the puzzle interface, all that good stuff. So whenever this gets used, we want to do something. So let me comment these really quick. We won't comment that one yet because we haven't actually done anything with it yet. But this one will be, turn on and off painting visibility based on enum chosen, shape chosen, however you want to say it. Check if puzzle is correct. Should definitely be more information in there if you're working on a team than that, but you get the idea. All right. So then whenever it gets used, so I'm gonna do is double click on interface here on event on use. We want to get the player controller. We're gonna say create widget, That'll become the owning player. And we actually need to create the widget before we can create the widget. So let's go do that really fast. Sorry about that. I'm going to go back to our blueprints folder. I'm going to right click, new folder, widgets. I'm going to open that up, right click, user interface, widget, and I'm just going to quickly choose user widget and call this the shape puzzle widget, and then save all really quick. And I can come over here, select class, and we can say the shape puzzle widget. We can then add that to viewport. We can pull off of here and set show mouse cursor to true. Okay. Then we want to pull off of this and say set input mode UI only. And so what this is doing is obviously we're setting it to where, see, our mouse cursor. Well, let me start from the beginning. First, we create the widget. Then we add it to the viewport so the player can see it. We show our mouse cursor. And then we make it to where whenever we're moving our mouse cursor, we're not taking an input from the regular game, like our camera movement isn't going to move around or stuff like that. All right. So then let's go back. Let's open up our shape puzzle widget here. And I did this in a weird way before. What we can do is, instead of adding all that extra crap that I added in another one, let's just do a canvas panel. We're gonna shove that down here. Let's do a vertical box, and then let's get a button. We could do a border too. Let's do actually, yeah, let's take, well, we're gonna right click on vertical box here, and we're going to wrap it with a border. And we're going to click on the border over here to anchor, and we're going to anchor it to the middle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control Shift and click, and that'll drag it to the middle. We can then go to the brush color here. I'm going to set to something kind of dark, maybe add a little blue to it, and then turn down the opacity. And then we can add into our vertical box here a button. Actually, let's take our vertical box and, or actually a border here, and we will take our size X and we'll kind of make it bigger. So let's go like 600. And then go to our first button here, and we're just going to center it. Add maybe 150 to all paddings. Probably way too much, but let's go 75. Yeah, 75. Then we're going to take some text, add it on top of the button. And with this first one, actually, what I can go ahead and do is we'll take that text and we're going to center that, and then we're going to go to our font, outline settings, and set the outline size to 2. Maybe set the font size to like 36 or 48. Yeah, 48 sounds good. And then we can just take this button and duplicate it so let's think of this one as being the square, circle, duplicate it again, rectangle, remove, and then this one will be like the close button. So we can take this one, take its size and move it down to like 30, its font, and actually take its padding for the button itself and maybe set to 0, and then go back to our text and we'll just call this close, and there we go, we have our buttons. So let's go through and name the buttons. It makes it a lot easier. So this will be place square excuse me, button. place circle button, place rectangle button, remove button, and then close button. Then we go through, select the text. This one could say place square. Next, place circle. Place rectangle. That's hanging off a little bit, so maybe we'll do like 46 on that one's font. 42. There we go. And then on this one, remove painting. And go 40 on this one. There we go. I'll save. So now we want to go to our event graph, and whenever we trying to think, lost my train of thought. All right, so whenever we press one of these buttons, so like we press the square, that's the first one, right? So we'll say on clicked. So what I did there is I came down here with it selected, went to the events and clicked on clicked. We want to get a reference to the puzzle we are currently interacting with. So in order to do that, we need to go to the variables here and say painting, painting underscore ref for reference. And what I'll do is I'll select the boolean here, and this will be of type BP underscore painting frame, an object reference. And we're going to come down here and go to instance editable and expose on spawn. And what that's going to do is, so if I come back over to our painting frame, I come over here, if I refresh this node, our create widget node, you'll notice it pops up now, the painting reference. So I can then say self, and we can send that reference of ourself to that painting. Just go back over to our puzzle widget, and whenever we get that reference, we're going to convert it to a validated get. What I did is I held control, pulled it out, so it's a get, right clicked, convert to validated get. All right, and then we want to just say place painting, and then since this is the square, we're going to send through the square. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to pick the circle painting, do on clicked, paste, and then just change it to circle. Again, same thing on the place rectangle, click, paste. I don't know why I did that. So let's move that rectangle up there. And then on the remove clicked, we can just put that here. And so make sure our rectangles get set to rectangle and our other one set to none. Okay, so square, square, circle, circle, rectangle, rectangle, none, none, or remove, none. And then we want to be able to close it. So we'll do on click, close, and we will say remove from viewport, or sorry, remove from parent. There it is. Oh, and that means we're going to need to send through the player controller. So we're going to do another variable, and we'll say player controller underscore ref, and that'll be of type player controller object reference. Again, make it instance editable and exposed on spawn. Come back to our painting, refresh this guy again. There it is. So we can just plug in our player controller there. Come back over here. So before we remove it, let's get our player controller reference, do a validated get on it, and let's set show mouse cursor to false. So we're gonna hide the mouse cursor, and then we want to set game mode to game only. Or sorry, set input mode to game only. And then we can remove it from the parent. So we should be able to go ahead and test that. So on event use, yeah, we should be able to test that. So if I hit play and I walk over to this, press E, we get our nice stuff. If we place a square, it sets up the square. If we place a circle, circle, rectangle, rectangle, we remove the painting. Cool. Same idea, circle, square, rectangle. Yeah, there we go. Those are all nice and placed and pretty and beautiful and all that good stuff. So now we need to put the puzzle manager. Actually, how long have we got? We're at 20. We're going to go ahead and place the puzzle manager into the world. So back to blueprints. I'm going to put it here. And like I was showing in my video, we could give this a billboard. I'm not going to worry about doing that for this. If you guys want to know how to do that, again, put in the comments or jump in the Discord, ask me in there, and we will get you sorted out. So you notice on each one of these, we have that player manager where it's saying none. What we can do is we can actually go ahead, since all of these are going to be using the same player manager, we can just select all of them by holding control and clicking on them. And take this little eyedropper that's going to allow us to come over to the scene and click on the player manager. You'll notice it's saying no on all these other things because they are not of type player manager or puzzle manager, sorry. And then we can click on that, and now those are all set up to utilize that puzzle manager. And so we are completely set up for our next video where that puzzle manager will actually start to dictate whether or not these 3 separate puzzles technically are complete or not. Once they're all complete, then it can tell something else, say a door or something like that, that it's, hey, all of its tasks are complete, so now you can do your thing, you can open up, or maybe it's a chest that becomes unlocked, or maybe a light turns on, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do, it can do that thing then. All right, so I'm gonna save here, I'm gonna end the video here and get it uploaded, and I'll see you guys next time.